Hello, hello, people of the internet. Ian Altosaar, the Freedom Astrologer, recording another video, and this one is again part of our How to Read a Birth Chart series or mini lessons. Although, the series will be quite long because, learning to read a birth chart it isn't maybe the easiest things to do in the world, and you need to know quite a lot about astrology. But check out all the videos, or as of now I've only recorded one before this, but most likely when you start to watch this one there will be others recorded as well. And in this video we're going to talk about the signs, and we're going to start with the signs. Well, most likely I will do about 4 videos dedicated to the signs. I would like to keep these videos, like these mini lessons in how to read a birth chart, approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So it's not too much information all at once coming your way. I think let's just jump in. And I have, the tropical zodiac wheel. So those who didn't see the first video know that I am more of a Western modern astrologer, and I use the tropical zodiac, and this is what you're seeing here. And this is the whole sign house system, and we're going to be using the whole sign house system mostly for this series, although we're going to bring Placidus in at some point as well. It's just easier to learn with the whole sign system. Now, when we're talking about the signs, it's always important to mention the qualities of the signs. You're going to hear people, astrologers say fire sign, earth sign. You're going to hear them say cardinal, fixed, mutable. And I'm going to explain what these actually mean and what sign is what. So hopefully in this video we'll be able to do the first 3, Aries, Taurus and Gemini. But let's just first and foremost talk a little bit about qualities. So for each sign, astrologers before and have observed and added or assigned different qualities for signs. These are called cardinal, fixed and mutable. Now, as we start from the astrological wheel, we always start going from left to right, so it's not counterclockwise, and we always look at number 1. Number 1 is usually it's number 1. Sometimes it's Roman numerical numbers, but we start counting always from number 1, and we're going to go from left to right until the end, which is always number 12 or the 12th house. The first house is always a cardinal house, and in this case we have the first sign of the zodiac here as well, which is Aries, which is also a cardinal sign. Now, what does a cardinal actually mean? So cardinal means a lot of action, so it's a very action-oriented sign. And whenever there's when we always go cardinal, fixed, mutable. Again, cardinal, fixed, mutable. So it's in groups of 3s. When we're talking about the qualities of the signs, it's always in groups of 3. So again, cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable. Again, you hope you understand by now. Groups of 3, and starting from number 1, going counterclockwise. Now, I already, dip my toes into the cardinal quality, but the cardinal quality is always about action. It's always about initiating. It's always about starting. It's always about doing things. It's also to do with, giving birth or creating something. There's a lot of creative energy, creative and initiative energy in the cardinal quality itself. So remember this. If you don't remember everything I'm saying about these, it's very action oriented, and hopefully you'll remember this. And if you need to kind of revise, obviously come back to the video and listen to the cardinal again. Now always, we talked about the groups of 3. So cardinal, fixed is the second one, always in the groups of 3. And what is fixed? Fixed, I think, is maybe the most easily understandable of the 3 qualities, and it's to do with maintaining whatever it is that is already put into place when it started with the cardinal. So the cardinal starts, this is also important, the cardinal starts, and now the fixed sign always keeps it going, keeps it running, keeps it working. So whatever gets started in the cardinal, let's say, sign, it gets maintained, it kept in working order, in stable working order in the fixed sign. So this is very important to understand, because it gives also, when we're reading a natal chart, remember guys, whenever there's a lot of fixed sign energy in a person's chart, they're going to be more stable, grounded, moving more slowly in life, as opposed to the cardinal, where we started from, is very action oriented person, very kind of initiative, starts taking action quicker, so on and so forth. And the fixed person, fixed sign person, is there to kind of continue, just keep the motor running, I would say, is the best thing. Keep even better, keep the motor more stable running than the cardinal, because remember, cardinal is very fast and action oriented, action packed, but now the fixed signs kind of importance here is to ground and stabilize the already started works of the initiative cardinal sign. Hopefully this makes sense to you, and let's move on to the last quality of the sign, which is mutable. Now again, cardinal, fixed, mutable. The third one is always mutable. Cardinal, fixed, mutable. Now what is mutable? The kind of quality hint is in the name, obviously, as well. Mutable, to change, to kind of to make better, is very much a mutable quality. Also, to kind of even change course almost totally. We can also add a little bit of the theme of endings here as well. To stop, to end, to sometimes maybe it's a bit dramatic, but it's still to destroy. We can add to that as well. So but the main quality, I would say, that you will see with a person who has a lot of mutable energy in their charts, they can change their minds almost constantly. There's constant, I'll do this, now I'll do that, maybe I'll do this even, and there's no kind of stability like there was in the fixed sign. So it's more like here and there, kind of flowing in the air almost. It's very, very much change, I think, is the best word I would say with the mutable energy, and making things better. I would add, the most prominent and most important things to keep in mind with that mutable energy. Now we got through the first qualities, the groups of 3. We have cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The next one is the element side of the signs. So this means each sign is associated with an element. Now let's get back to the chart at hand, and we will look at starting again from Aries. And don't worry guys, I will get to the other signs in the next videos. Aries is fire, Taurus is earth, Gemini is air, and Cancer is water. So now we're in groups of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Fire, earth, air, and water. And this is how it always is. Fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water, so on and so forth. Just look at the mouse that I'm showing you on the chart. And what does a fire sign? Again, fire sign is a lot to do with action taking. It's the fiery nature. We hear this constantly in our society, in conversation with people, the fiery nature. And it is true, every sign that has the element or represents the element of fire they have this kind of fiery, again, action oriented nature. Fire is also very much to do with passion and desire and kind of enthusiasm. It's a very, very lively quality, that the fiery kind of element of a sign. So again, very lively, very action oriented, very taking action, kind of bubbly, excited, is the fiery quality very much associated with. Now, when we get again back to the earth, or our next quality or element is the earth sign. So again, this is where the groundedness happens. This is where the stability happens. This is where the slow moving happens. This is where gradual, very slow process happens, almost like a standstill kind of quality is earth. It's stable. It's stable, but there's not a lot of excitement. There's not a lot of movement. There's just, the ground is when fire is, cracking, when you look at a fireplace or a fire, there's all this energy, moving energy. You can feel excitedness. But when you go into the earth, when you put your hands or feet on the ground, there's not a lot going on. You can feel the stability, you can feel the groundedness, but there's not a lot of movement. So this is what earth is, actually. Stability and groundedness. Slow movement. The next one is the air element. So if you think about air, there's a lot of movement, constant. There's a lot of change. Wind blows one way, wind blows other way. There's a lot of exchange. And also with air signs, there's a lot of exchange of information. There's a lot of exchange of knowledge. There's a lot of, let's say, switching, kind of, even you can at times say, maybe doubting at times, you can say with the air, the quality is there. But why is the camera beep boop boop. Okay, so the camera has problems focusing. Oh, there it is. So the air sign, yeah, there's a lot of exchange of information, but there is a kind of floating in the wind. So there is an element of doubtfulness. There is an element of change there, because it changes so much. So you can see this, with people who have a lot of air in their chart. They're kind of wishy-washy at times. Not in always a bad way. Of course, they have a lot of information to give, to exchange. They have a lot of ideas, and this is also associated with the air sign. A lot of ideas to exchange, a lot of kind of places to be all at once. This is very much an air sign as well. So, we're now in water. So remember, this time we're fire, earth, air, and water. Now, this is the Cancer, the first water sign. Now, water is very much associated with this kind of deep feeling, deep emotions. It's a very, flowing. You can see the water flow. It's malleable. It's malleable. It can be in a lot of places, or it can get into a lot of places. So it's not so rigid. So there's an element of kind of malleability, of kind of fitting into places. Let's put it that way. There's an element of flow, and this is what the water sign, a lot of the water sign represents. And when you think about water in general, it's especially when you look at deeper water like lakes or oceans, there's a lot of depth there. There's a lot of almost you can't see in it. You can see, sometimes you can't see what it actually is. So this is where the water quality comes in. It's kind of very deep. It's an emotional type of energy as well. And sometimes we can't see to the bottom of the things because there's so much going on. There's so much water. There's maybe so much darkness there in the ocean. So it's a lot to do with those deeper places, deeper feelings, deeper emotions within ourselves as well. And because of, remember, the malleability, the kind of flowing nature, the capability of fitting into things or fitting into cracks of things, water, and using creative ways to get into those cracks. Water is also associated with a lot of creative energy, so intuitive energy as well. So if I'm going to give you like 3 words to remember this water energy is, creativity, emotions, and let's say malleability. Obviously the other words as well, but these are the most, I would say, most important things about water energy: intuitiveness or kind of creativity, emotions, and malleability. So this is it, guys. I went on too long about the qualities and the element side of the signs. So we're going to get into the part where we're actually going to discuss the signs and what the signs are and what the signs kind of represent. We're going to get into these things in the next video. We're going to take Aries, Taurus, and Gemini first. Maybe we'll take Cancer as well, if we can fit that into that 15-minute, 20-minute slot. But hopefully enjoyed this kind of quality side of the signs, elemental side of the signs. And we're going to, if you have any questions about this, please let me know. I'm going to do my best to either record another video or answer your questions in the comments. So, like, subscribe, share the video, ask me questions, and I will bring you the knowledge either in the next video or in the comments. Thanks, guys, for watching, listening, and see you again in the next one.